Hi everybody. Well, I told you all in another video, in an earlier video this season, that if I had a failure, I would show you my failure and show you what I'm going to do about it. And in this instance, I direct seeded a very long row of tomatoes and basil, and with the drought and the heat, I got this one tomato here, this one tomato here, a basil, one more tomato and a basil. So 3 tomatoes and a basil. And I've got all this space in between in my little garden trench here. You know, I'm not just going to let that sit fallow because this is fresh ground and it doesn't need to do that yet. So what I started doing is retrenching. And the main point that I want to make with this video is that you don't even need any tools to do this. You've already done the hard work if you've gotten all the weeds out and the grass and everything, which, you know, you're still going to have some grass coming up, and that's easy, you just pull it up. But as far as this is concerned, all you need is your hand. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to film and do this with my other hand. But I go through and I pick out dead roots and things like that, sticks. Sometimes plants will go ahead and germinate and then they die. You got to probably take that out. Anything like this, you want to take that out. It's old grass. And grass is like a zombie. It can come back to life, so you want to get that out of there. And what I do is I just start grabbing and mixing. Grabbing and mixing. And you'll find clumps. It's compost. Just break those up and go back. And I've dug up some more grass roots that are hopefully gone and dead for good. And you just keep doing that. And you're going to see I'm bringing up the compost that's gotten covered up from me having to water with the sprinkler so much. And you'll also be able to see where you have compost and where you really don't have any. So what I've been doing is adding first some peat to the pile. This is just peat moss that I picked up at Lowe's. You can get it at Tractor Supply. I haven't been to Home Depot in forever, so I'm assuming that you can get it there, but I would call first before you go. Okay, so now I've got something to help me hold water, because sand doesn't hold water. It goes right through, which is why it's so good for filtration. But you're just going to mix that right in. And I've only been doing this for about a minute, so it doesn't take that long. But you can add lime, you can add bone meal, you can add blood meal, you can add compost, you can do anything. Just keep layering it on and running your hands through it. And I usually make an indentation on each side. That's going to help. Ooh, that's a lot. That's going to help when I water. It's going to help keep the water there for just a few more seconds so that it goes to the roots instead of just down the side of the trench. So I think it probably needs a little more right here. And all I'm doing is grabbing and kind of twisting. And if you do this year over year, you are going to have a nice trench that's probably a foot full of compost. Maybe more as time goes by. So I'll be doing that down this row beside the plants that are growing, all the way down to Mr. Lemon Rooster there and his 2 girls. Okay, so this row is now done. It really only took me a couple of minutes, and the reason it even took me that long is because right here next to this basil, I realized why nothing sprouted there, not just because of the drought and everything, but there was a nice big ant pile in there, and all the ants got mad because I stuck my hand in it. And they started going crazy. In fact, they're trying to carry their babies out, which is a good idea because I'm about to put DE in here. And all I can say is welcome to Florida. We probably have more ants than people. Yeah, they're going crazy. They're red ants, but I stuck my hand in there. Nobody bit me. So I hate to DE them because we do need ants for our ecosystem. But at the same time, I noticed that they were also eating my sunflowers that I'm growing in another part of the garden. So before the sunflowers get to sprout, they burrow into it kind of as it's sprouting because the shell cracks. They go in there and they eat the moistened seedling that's starting to come out. So it's nice healthy food, and it's water in time of drought for them. So you got to get them when they're up. You got to throw some DE on them. Usually the DE drives them away, so you're not really killing everything. But don't use DE, diatomaceous earth, if you've got earthworms, because they will cut the no, they don't have exoskeletons, but they'll cut the skin of the earthworms and kill them. So, but anyway, all right, so that's that. I just thought I'd show you my okra. This wasn't originally okra, it was something else, and it didn't sprout. So I rejuvenated the trenches, and now the okra is growing just fine. So there's proof that it works. And all I used were my hands. I did not use tools. And I'm going to use my hands to take out these weeds. So, point being, you don't need a bunch of tools, guys. Once you get things set up, you can borrow someone's tools, give them back, and not really need them for the rest of the season unless you got something huge going on. But as this pile here, this was all dead grass that I pulled out by hand, and the roots, they've been here long enough that they're starting to root again, so I got to get these out. But you can pull things by hand. Did a good workout. All right, you guys, have a great day. Happy gardening.